My turn?
It's your turn, sir.
Oh my gosh, already? I didn't know that. How you doing? Good, 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 good. Have you ever made pasta before? Yeah? I feel such in competition. Okay, so let me be humble. This is what I want to do. I just don't want to do just a demonstration. I also want to make pasta with you. Today I'm going to use some semola from Casello. Can't wait to give like the word to Antonio. I'm just like so happy and proud to belong to this project here where we're usually the best from Europe, the best from Italy. And this is how I like to do and to share all the things that I like to do every time I do a class. I want to make a dough with you. Then you will take the dough at home. I already have something ready. We can make some cavatelli, some gnocchetti sardi. And then I want to show you how I roll pasta with a rolling pin. And we can make some stuffed pasta together. So, and then the pasta that you make it, take it home, eat, and then let me know, Francesco was good, Francesco you're a liar, you know, things like that. I hope we had a good time together. And as I said before, and as Kara anticipated as well, you know, for me, I feel that, you know, I'm like a kid playing with like cool toys every time, you know. This project here is so cool because I'm actually working with the flour and with milling companies that put, first of all, the flour here. Because, you know, making pasta just requires a couple of ingredients. It could be like eggs and soft wheat. In this case, we have like semolina and water. But not just because we have just a couple of ingredients, we should use just whatever we have. So that's why I'm really happy to belong about this project here. It's like making good pasta with good ingredients. As I say, I'm going to use the Casillo for this one here, for this session here. And I have Antonio with me today. It's such a pleasure to have you here. And I was going to say something more about the Casillo company, Casillo with Italmopa, and then we'll start hands-on.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you, man.
Just a few very quick. Okay, thanks for participating in this program. For us, it's very important to spread the quality of European products through the United States. And at this kind of program, I cannot compete with chefs like the water boy and whatever information you may need or you may come up with your mind about products of the flour / down with semolina. I'm here just to help you out with some replies and basic information for more in depth with the products. So raise your hands, Antonio, just need that. I'm here for that. I'm very, very lucky because my own country is Italy and my home city is Bologna. Bologna is pretty well known about pasta. And so I have as well, back in my brain, my grandnan, my nannies, me helping when I was a kid, helping them make the dough, and making tortellini, lasagna, making tagliatelle dough. Their tagliatelle were very good. Mine also different. So don't worry about being a bit different.
You make pasta, Antonio? Yes or no? Yeah? You eat pasta, you don't make it.
I eat a lot. I'm very good eater.
All right. That's why people from the south of Italy, then they have to replace people that live in Bologna. They like to eat, they don't like to work hard sometimes. Let's make this foglia, my friend. Let's do it.
Don't spoil me too much.
Let's do it. Okay, so I know that you made pasta before. First step, we're going to make the dough. And how usually you make the dough? Like you ever made like a dough with just semolina and water? Yeah, you use eggs sometimes, or yeah? When you use eggs, you use like a soft wheat, like a 00 flour, or you just like semolina. Semolina. So this is like how we usually make like proportion in Italy, but I always like, you know, to put like all the things together. But usually like when we do something with the semolina, we like to balance this with the water, because the thing is that in this case, the bite is going to be strong. But if we add even eggs, it's going to be super rich, super strong with this kind of thickness that we have of the wheat here. Then you feel like full after like 1 minute. And then we're like, I don't want to have more pasta anymore. So that's why in Italy you will see like many restaurants that this is how we balance the dough. Like the main 3 and eggs. But the proportion that I use is here I just measure almost like a pound of rice. You know, usually, correct me if I'm wrong, right? with, it's half of the way. Sounds good? And then we can take the butter. There's one ingredient that we can't really measure, even if we air? No? All these pasta people? Okay, there's one ingredient that we can't really measure. And for me belongs like to the poetry of the hand. I always say this is the reason why, my grandma remembers me was playing all the time. It was good, I call it good. He always has custom on his hands. And he's always like, my dough is always pretty dry. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just like a little bit more of water for you, okay? So this is something that, especially when we do things by hand, we have like a unique way to do it. We have like something, our touch is gonna make like a difference. We'll have the same exact ingredients, but I'm pretty sure that we have a little bit different dough. Even if, like I always said, after 30, 45 minutes, after the resting time, they're gonna look the same. More bubbles. Bubbles means elasticity. So this is what I'm looking for every time. Okay, so as I said, we have 200 grams of semolina and just like a hand of water. I just start making a circle here in the center. And just because we don't have eggs for this kind of dough here, I just like to pour the water little by little. And I don't really use fork for in this case here because we don't have any eggs. I just use my hands and I start the mixing process. Many people say, okay, we should use like warm water. No, I prefer work, especially in days like this, water, normal temp. I don't use any salt because the thing is that salt, it's not always helping the dough because it's actually keeping the dough straight. So the thing is that if we're looking for elasticity, actually the salt is like enemy. And I'm going to show you later, especially when we make something with a rolling pin. If we're looking for like a specific thickness, but we add salt, we can't actually have what we want because it's like an enemy. Okay, I prefer use great ingredients and I don't know, flour that already have flavors than adding things like salt. Okay. Let's drop all the water and we just mix everything together. Which is the pasta that you usually make when you make a dough like this? Orecchietta? Love it, where I'm from. What else? So we have orecchietta. So she's going to show us how to make orecchietta. Then, what else? Cavatelli, okay. Tagliatelle, okay. Okay, I love it. Love it, because with the semolina, usually people don't really make some specific pasta shapes, especially like some tagliatelle. They're always associated to the north of Italy, to Bologna, like egg pasta dough. But I'm gonna show you that you can also make some tagliatelle just with the semola and water. Right, Antonio? Like, what's going on? Really? Vegan tagliatelle? Yeah, my friend, we can do it. We can do it. You just try to remember pasta shape?
Yeah, the one's long and like a little bit.
Busiate? One is busiate, it could be fusilli.
Fusilli, no, it's one long.
Okay. They
So
were.
for this one, we use that flour.
Yes,
And for the previous,
it was a soft wheat. It was the white flour 00. Yeah.
zero.
Okay, so when we see that basically we don't need all this extra flour anymore, this is what I do. I just use this one here for like the next dough in case. I don't do any trash because the thing is that there's a time where we can actually incorporate all the liquid and the semolina. So we don't have like to force it to put like all the ingredients together sometimes, just because, as I said, we have like different hands, and when we feel that it's been absorbed, that's it. And this is what I do. I put like the dough on the table and I start kneading the dough just with the palm of my hand. I don't put a lot of pressure doing this thing here, okay? I don't want to stretch. I don't want to make bread. For the pasta, this is what I want to do. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. I want to create a ball, okay? This is the pasta shape that I'm looking for. Any questions so far? Okay. See, like your dough is going to be perfect for the orecchiette. Okay. This is one, two, three, one, two, one, two. Okay. Is that different from the dough that you usually make? How you feel? Same thing? Will be harder, softer than usual. Sticky, it's actually, so check her dough. It's warm, her dough, her hands are, so you're cooking the pasta just making the dough. How's that possible? I mean, that's possible because this is associated to when we do things just by hands. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of pasta machines, okay? I like both styles. I like with the machines, I like just with the rolling pin. No problem at all. But the only thing is that, well, what I said is actually true because with the same ingredients, her dough is warm, her dough is dry, it's wet, it's hard, it's sticky. How's that possible? The moisture. I have chefs that when they come to me, I'm like, well, I want to check the weight of the leftover because I want to understand the perfect ratio. And then I say, yeah, but are you making the dough, chef, or are you telling your guys to make the dough? Because it doesn't make any sense in this case. It's like trying to fix something that we can't fix. It's like a personal ratio. It's something unique that it just belongs to us. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so first step regarding the dough, we have it here. When we have something like this, actually, I'm going to steal this from people from Bologna. This is what we do. We bring like the dough and this, from this side here in Bologna, we say we play the piano. Because the thing is that we don't want to have something deep like this, but if it's not that deep, during the resting time, all of this is going to be like absorbed. The resting time for me is like about 30, 45 minutes. Because here's the thing, if I want to make some, any kind of noodles, some tagliatelle, tagliolini, pappardelle, I can roll the pasta after 15 minutes. But the thing is that if I want to have like a specific thickness, if the resting time is not enough, when I push, I always say the dough, she's coming back. So the thing is that why don't we wait 30, 45 minutes? In the meantime, we can have coffee, we can make Philly, I can call my mom, all this. And then when I'm back, whoa, one movement and the dough is going to stay right there, okay? So this is something that I always like to share because I have many people, after 15 minutes, I roll it. Yeah, but if you're looking for like a specific thickness, my advice is like, wait a little bit longer. If you wait longer, you work less. Don't think that it's like, yeah, if you wait longer, you will work less. If you try to stretch something that is not rested enough, then I have people like, I have back pain, your job is so hard. No, you just choose like a bad timing, okay? Just take it easy, okay? Just making pasta, take it easy. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do with you. Different dough with a great product, and I wanted to show you that same ingredients, but we can have different dough. I already have something rested now, and so far, any questions regarding the dough? You find out which is the pasta shape you were missing?
I'm not sure.
We'll find out. Before you leave, I don't leave from here until I don't know now this shape, all right? Yeah.
How do you know when to stop when you're moving it?
So this is what I do every time. So first of all, I check if it's like rough or if it's like kind of smooth, and this is the first thing to do. And then this is the other step. I actually cut the middle, and I see if there's some flour in between or not. Because the thing is that if I have some flour, I know that like after 45 minutes, after the resting time, everything is going to be absorbed. But if I already have this one here, that it's completely smooth, that means that that's it, okay? That means that we don't have to overwork it. That means that that's fine like this. We don't feel that, oh, we have this, we have to take everything, and then it's always not really smooth. That's what we actually need instead. So the dough is ready because it's smooth. It's
Do you
perfect.
stop here?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
great.
You usually work for longer. You overwork. You work so hard for no reason, basically. Well, I'm so glad that in this case you work so hard. You work double, and you don't say it's so tiring making pasta. I'm really glad. All the pasta community, thank you so much. Don't say I'm not tired. Yes.
I have a question. So if you over knead the dough,
By
it affect the
hands,
texture of your pasta?
by hands, we don't really over knead the dough. Thanks God we're no machine. So the thing is that there's always a right time to where we know where we can stop. For sure, if I forget my dough in a mixer, I'm overworking my dough. Yeah, and you can see because first of all the color is going to change because it's getting warm in the machine. In the mixing thing, it's getting warm, and then just the gluten structure is not getting faster to develop. We're actually overworking our dough, and for sure it's going to be really hard to work later for any kind of pasta shapes you want to do. But by hand, we know when to stop. Thankfully, we really know when to stop every time. More questions? So about the dough, you're all cool. Okay, so let's leave our dough in a box that you'll take at home. I have something rested already. And as I said before, like for me, the resting time is about 30-45 minutes. And you will see that this dough here, it's like way stickier than the one there because the resting time was like a lot. I didn't overwork my dough, but this is what I like to do. I prefer make something that it's wet like this, that I have to take it out, making this movement here. I prefer to do something with a dough like this that it's like more wet, than have something that is like harder, and then it's too late to add the liquid in this case. We can really manage a dough like this, but we can't manage a dough that is already too dry. And I'll show you why. Because actually, if I have something like this and I want to make some cavatelli, the thing that I have to do in this case is just adding some extra flour here to, not even with the extra flour, it's just like easy to go. But if I want to make some tagliatelle, it's way better because I also have like this kind of dough here. So with this one here, I can do both. It's always better start with something that's like wet, that is more humid, than start with something that is already too hard, too dry, and then it's not that kind of dough that is flexible, that we can do just one kind of shapes and no more other shapes, okay? So I'm gonna give you some of this, and we can make some cavatelli. Usually in Italy, the cavatelli are the one made without this board here. When we do something like this, it's already gnocchetti sardi, or they're called mallo redus. Okay, this is like the main difference. Then in Italy, we call the same pasta shapes with different names. I don't know why. I'm still learning. Antonio for sure can tell me like, well, it's the same shape, but we call it different way. I'm like, I don't know why we do this thing. Yeah, I'm still learning. Okay, so let's make some cavatelli. Prego. Bella, bella.
Thank you, I found it.
Oh, buciate.
Yeah.
It's the first one. You don't trust me.
I know.
I know. It's like, okay. Okay, we can take. Okay, this one. Okay. Fast movement like that. Perfect. Okay, so this is how I start making the cavatelli every time. I can start making a snake like this from one side or from the other side, or like my hands, they start from the same spot here And then the snake is just like getting longer. I start from the center and I go all over. So I have the snake that it's always the same one. I have the same exactly thickness. And then this is how I start making some gnocchetti sardi if I want to use the cavarola board. I just put the first one just on my thumb and just go like this. I don't put a lot of pressure. And the most important thing is this one here, that when I make a cavatello, I need the right pressure, so not a lot, because I actually want to create the hole here for two reasons. First of all, I want the sauce inside, and also I want the water to go in so we can cook it, of course. So in case it's just like one big piece of pasta, like this one here, without being basically cooked. And then in this case, it's going to be for real too much al dente, and it looks always undercooked.
Can you show us the size of like what you're bringing?
Yeah. I want to do this with all of you going all over. Yeah. Hi.
Oh my God.
That's great. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like that size?
Look, the size doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that this is what the chef is always looking for me, that as long as we have the same size. Because the thing is that even if we create the hole so the water can cook and we can create basically the hug, we call in Italy, the hug for the sauce. The thing is that if we make these with different, one big and one smaller, the cooking time is going to be different. So it doesn't matter the size. The most important thing is that the size is always the same. It's like when, later I'm going to show you how to make some tagliatelle, when people say, okay, how thick you want the pasta? The pasta should be thick like the chef is looking for. I don't have like the answer. In Bologna, you don't work just for one chef. You work for 10, for 11 people. This is me in Bologna with the rolling pin, and try with the agenda to remember this guy wants the pasta thick. This guy here is looking for the noodle instead really thin, because they have different way to, or just put the ragu on top, or just saute the pasta with the sauce. So as long as it's uniform, this is what we actually need. It doesn't matter what's smaller or what's bigger. The most important thing is that we have the same size, or the cooking time is going to change. Okay. I'll show you. We have all the time. They make a nice light here. I have no plans for tonight. No, we have dinner. What are we doing tonight? So this is what I do. I will create, in this case here, I will push more, and if you think that it's going to be sticky, I just put a little bit of flour. So this thing here is helping me.
Oh, you make it look so easy.
It's my job, so I try. Just this thing, 10 hours a day, unfortunately. Okay. Which is the pasta you used to make? You say tagliatelle?
No, I made gnocchi.
Gnocchi? Okay. Oh, even with the fork? Oh, yeah. I like that style. I like it. See, come on, who was there? See?
So is that how you do it?
So I start, I'll show you. Not from here, I start with the thumb from here. Okay? And really important is that when we push, we actually do, see, I'm going to show you. In this case here, the water is going to be like inside, but this part here is going to be cooked faster because it's thinner than this one here. So when I push, I just want to make sure that it's uniform what I do. So see, the difference between here and here is the same. So we don't have that kind of cavatello that is like undercooked on one side and overcooked on the other side.
So that's how you do
You put it from here instead. You push the thumb really delicate from the beginning until the end. Just delicate, not, but like that. So is this the way like usually make gnocchetti sardi, malloredus, cavatelli? Yeah? Okay, is that different compared to the dough of the orecchiette? What do you think? It's too wet. Uh-huh. But see, what's the difference in this case? If I want to make some orecchiette, you know what I do? With the same snake, and I leave it here. I grab a coffee. What I need is that if it's too wet right now, it's going to be dry in 10 minutes, in 15 minutes. And I promise that making some orecchiette is going to be the same. It's like you work with different kinds of dough to make different pasta shapes. Instead, I want to show you that doing the same dough, you can make different pasta shape instead. It's just about the waiting time. Don't make them too nervous over there, right? So take it easy. Okay.
Is this also called malodrus?
Maloredus, yeah.
Okay.
See, I told you, in Italy they're crazy. They're like, I want to call it maloredus, or gnocchetti sardi, or cavatelli, or...
Do you ever like cut everything first and then do it? 'Cause I feel like
This is what I do. If I cut everything first, this thing is not always helping. It's like, okay, it's like one less movement. Actually, if I have a lot of cavatelli and I cut everything first, everything is going to be in contact with the air. So everything is going to dry faster. So what I do, I can cut everything, but then I use a plastic wrap to cover because I just want everything uniform. I want to have the same ratio for everything. I cut and I make it right away. And if I don't, I just want to cover everything. They look really good. I'm hiring in Los Angeles if you want to change career or whatever. I try every time. Then between be a passion and a job, guy, it sucked a lot, to be honest. Okay. Good.
Do you want a restaurant in LA?
Say again?
You want a restaurant in LA?
I work for a restaurant group in LA. I do different kind of pasta for different kind of restaurant. The restaurant group, they have different concepts. So one is inspired to Bologna cuisine. So everything is made by hand. Everything is made with the rolling pin. Then there are like other restaurants inspired to the south of Italy. So it's this style of pasta here where it's mainly made with semolina and water. Then placed and just made massive production. I just use machines. No poetry involved in this case, but a bunch of flour for sure. So, orecchiette actually. Yeah, because I'm born and raised in the south of Italy, so it's just about passion, you know.
Can you demonstrate a couple? Like,
Of orecchiette?
yeah. How fast do you freak them out?
How fast with the orecchiette? So to make fast orecchiette, you actually need a nice table. I don't have a nice table at all, but I'm going to show you how I usually make orecchiette. So let me find a good knife if I have it, first of all. Looks that I have the... So this is like my knife of the orecchiette. Just that this guy here, it's like, as you can see, in 300 kilo of papers, but... Okay, so I'm gonna show you from here. This is how I make orecchiette. The dough, it was just like rested for longer. I just cut the first one from here, and I flip it over. This is what I actually want. We want to create a surface that's like rough like this, so all the sauce is going to be holding not just like inside, but also like all over. And as I said before, more is drying the snake on the table, better is going to be when we want to make some orecchiette. So the most important thing every time that we do orecchiette is this one here, is that the cornicione, like for the pizza, the outside, is not that thick, or in case to waiting to cook the outside of the orecchietta, we're actually overcooking all the rest. That's the only thing. But for the pasta shape, you can stay 3 hours on pasta shape. So if you have 3 more hours, I can do it. So let's do this. You can take like a 5 minutes break. No, you don't stop making pasta. I want to show you how I roll pasta with the rolling pin. And then from this one here, we can make a few pasta shapes that are stuffed. You usually make some stuffed pasta? Which one you make? Ravioli? Ravioli.
With like spinach and bread.
Okay. Good. Sounds good. Like ravioli for you, it's like the square, or it's like the tortelloni? Because the ravioli, it's like the family, and the ravioli is here, the category, and then I don't know, tortelloni, cappellacci, culurgione, tortelli. Okay. So you're gonna show me how you close your tortelloni. I mean, I'm here to share, but I want to listen every time. I'm learning too. I can't be that guy. Hey, I'm from Italy. I know how to make pasta. No, I'm here because I want to learn as well. So you're completely like hypnotized to make pasta. Perfect. So you're doing great now. She's the only one that made the first and the second class. She doesn't want to eat pasta anymore, for sure. She's like, just give me some bread and pizza. I hate pasta now.
You know what else matters? The size of the thumb.
I know that's. But that's the reason why this is what we're doing. It we don't really mix, because the thing is that the cooking time could be different. Because like one of my chefs, like his hands are like super big. So I'm like, I do my thing, you do your things, and I tell you, especially for what pasta, for the agnolotti. You know agnolotti pasta? Because the thing is that for the agnolotti, once we fold and we pinch, I pinch with this finger. My chef, the thumb is big, like he pinch with another finger, so I have a lot of space when I cut the pasta. He doesn't, so I'm like, I do my agnolotti, you do yours, and I just don't want to mix mine with yours, because mine are way better. So, come here, I'll show you how I roll some pasta, okay? And have you ever used like a rolling pin to roll pasta? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to show you my style, which is what I learned in Bologna, and which is actually, I feel, the only authentic way. I look like a killer with a knife. Which is the only authentic way to roll something by hand. Again, I love the Marcato, all the pasta machines, but there's something that you can actually do just when you use a rolling pin. Actually, just when you use the wood in contact with the wood. You know what it is in this case too? This is the kind of tricky question, like the moisture, and now it's about which one it is. What do you think? Don't say it, because you know that. It's the roughness, because the thing is that, like you see here, like at Italy, some pasta that are extruded with the bronze dye, so they can have that kind of surface that is super rough, so we can hold the sauce in a better way. We can do the same exactly thing, even when we're rolling pasta just with a rolling pin. We can create that kind of surface that is unique, that can hold all the sauce, because we create roughness. And roughness is the main thing. Imagine we're cooking at the same time something made with the rolling pin and something made with a pasta machine. The pasta made with the rolling pin, so wood in contact with the wood, even if the cooking time is the same, the one with the wood is going to be sticky with the sauce after 1 second, because it's more rough, because we're using the wood, the rolling pin, the wooden table. Something made with the pasta machine instead is going to be more smooth, so many times the sauce just slides off. And that's why we call everything is like handmade pasta, but then we have high quality handmade pasta and just handmade pasta. So I want to show you now how I made it. Come closer so you don't miss anything. This is like a unique, I'm just kidding. Okay. So as you remember, when I gave you your dough, everything was like wet. And this is what we want, because the thing is that just the waiting time that is different. With this thing here, on the waiting time, we can make different pasta shape. Something that is good for some tagliatelle, it's also good for some cavatelli. But maybe not for some orecchiette, but if we wait, it's going to be good even for orecchiette. It's about the waiting time of the pasta sheets that we have, of the dough, and not about the ratio. This is how I start. I put some semolina on top of the table. Fast moving like the one that I showed you before. The most important thing is keeping the circle. I put the dough on top of the semolina, and again on top of the dough, or in case the rolling pin is going to be sticky as well, Then I just want to cover everything in semolina. And I just want to push it first. Just want to make it a little bit thinner. And then this is how I start to make this even. I go from the middle until the end. Like this. Again, I bring close to me the pasta, 45 degrees. Back to me every time. Or in case if I work always like this, I have back pain, chef. Bring the dough always close to you, from the middle until the end. Again, from the middle until the end, and one more time. All right. At this point here, this is not something for tagliatelle. It could be super thick. It's going to take, I don't know, cooking time of 45 minutes, and we don't even like it. So with the second movement, this is what we actually do. We bring a little bit of pasta outside the table, and I'm going to do the same movement, but this time a part of my body, my leg, is going to be like attached to the dough. So you will see that doing the same movement, but just because I'm closing to the pasta, you will see that it's getting longer so fast. See? Because I had that element, close my leg. You don't believe it? You...
No, I meant like how it rolled out so like beautifully. Just like
Well, you know how to make the dough, you know, see? Again, from the middle until the end. And now it's getting too big now. So every time that I'm touching the dough, I'm just like risking to make some holes on the edges here. So the thing is that something that now looks small on the edge is going to be like way bigger, especially when I want to do something that it's like a tagliatelle thickness. Every time in Bologna they were like, I want to have tagliatelle really thin. I just want to put the ragu on sauce, like it should be, right? And so the thing is that I really want to be careful now. I almost don't want to touch the dough anymore, but I have to make this dough here a little bigger. So this is what I do. Always semolina, because the thing is that right now is a friend. Later is going to be an enemy, because once it's getting thinner, a little bit more of semolina, we can break the pasta. This is what we do in Bologna. We break the pasta every time because we want to understand the right pressure until we can make the perfect thickness, but without breaking the pasta every time. But it requires some time. Again, so from the middle until the end. So what I do, I take the pasta, close the rolling pin, and I flip on this side here, okay? Add outside, 2, 3. And I continue like until the end, basically, until I don't want to have like something really thin. Usually, every time that I want to make something that is like for stuffed pasta, I want to have something thicker, because the thing is that I want to put the filling as well. So everything is like a perfect balance between, in case of the stuffed pasta, the thickness of the pasta, the filling, and the sauce. You don't want to have something that's like really, really, really thin and then with a lot of filling, or in case you don't fill the pasta, you actually want to fill the pasta. And same thing, if you have something that's like too thick with the pasta with a little bit of filling, it doesn't make any sense. So everything should be portioned, perfectly portioned. Again, the pasta attached to the rolling pin. I bring the rolling back to me. And again. So the most important thing, as I say, is that this pasta here has like a thickness that is uniform, okay? That we don't have a side that is like bigger than the other side. The only thing is that I always like to leave the edges a little bit thicker, because this is the first part that is in contact with the air. So the thing is that because it's going to be dry faster, all the edges, I want to leave it a little bit thicker. But this is something that I want to show you now, because I know that you make stuffed pasta, you make tagliatelle. So hope you don't know this, but this is what I do. Every time that I make some stuffed pasta, I want to use it as soon as possible, because I need the freshness of all of this. But the thing is that if I want to make some tagliatelle, all the kind of noodles, the thing is that I need to wait until one side and also the other side is a little bit more dry. So what I do, I wait 30 minutes on one side, and then I flip the dough on the other side. And after 30 minutes, you have this pasta here there is the same one. Even the color is back. But see, it's just like, it's more dry. And so what will happen in this case? I'm going to show you right now. This is what we call in Italy the Italian newspaper. And where I left my knife. Thank you. Don't worry, it's not sharp at all. It's like, so what happened now? I am able to cut this pasta here. Then, as you can see, you have to be fast like machine, precise like machines, because the thickness is the same, or in case the chef Francesco, one side was overcooked, one side is undercooked. But at the same time, with the human touch, with this roughness here, that we can take it out, because we use the wood against with the wood. So, this is what I want to show you, to make some tagliatelle. You know that it's time to cut, right? Because it's
Sooner or later, yes.
sooner or later, yeah. So you choose with the knife, which is the thickness and which is the space that you want, because for each kind of space we have like a different pasta. And for example, thickness, first of all, the same. If I do the fist and I put a lot of pressure, the pasta is not sticky. Why? Because I waited 30 minutes on one side and 30 minutes on the other side. And show you, it's like time to cut this pasta here. So if I want to make some tagliatelle now, as you can see, the nest is staying here beautiful and tall. I say beautiful and tall, but what I want to say is that if I do the same thing with this one here, this is so fresh that it's going to be really, 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 really flat. It doesn't matter how much you cut, it's going to be always flat. In this case, what we have, overnight we can have some mold inside here because we just have the outside in contact with the air, but not the inside. So, as I said before, it's always about the waiting time. You can use the same dough, making different shapes, but you just have to wait. Can you make tagliatelle and tortelloni? Yeah, but now it's time to make tortelloni because the pasta is fresh. Can you make tagliatelle? Well, if you want to make tagliatelle and you want to use a bunch of semolina again, just because you don't want them to be sticky, your pasta water is going to be even like super messy. You have to change it again. So why don't you wait 30 minutes? And 30 minutes, you can cut. You have the Italian newspaper. The air is going all over inside, and the cooking time tomorrow is going to be the same. The outside and the inside is going to be cooked evenly. It's going to be even cooked because the air is going all over, okay? Some other shapes, we can have some. These are actually one of my favorite here. Huge pappardelle, actually semolina pappardelle with the wild boar ragu, cinghiale. It's just like the end of the world. So, who made tagliatelle? You made tagliatelle? Is this helping you? How you do this thing here? You made it fresh, then you cut, and it's a mess just to divide them because it's too fresh. I knew that, man. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so starting tomorrow when you make pasta, I'm not a magician that is making something tall like this. I just waited, okay? I just waited 30 minutes and 30 minutes. Or in case your nest for the pappardelle is going to be always like this, flat. And I'm so tired to see this sad nest of pasta flat. They use a bunch of semolina. It's like, it's about a waiting time, okay? You can freeze these, you can put it in the fridge. And if you want to just leave it outside, make sure that you use some perforated trays so the air can go also from the bottom. But then I promise that like tomorrow you can leave this nest here for the next 6 months, 7 months, and when you cook this, it's gonna cook it like evenly. You don't have any no moisture, any mold inside. Everything's gonna be good. Question?
Do you ever like hang dry those?
Not really, because the thing is that then I'm not able to make the nest.
Yeah.
Because if I leave them like overnight like that, then it's actually taking a lot of space.
Yeah.
But I actually want to save the space doing this trick here that I showed you. And then on every tray, I just leave 24 orders. And I know that basically before service, I just cut and everything is fresh.
If I'm not mistaken, it's as well easy to portion it.
Absolutely.
In a nest, they do standardize the nest weights.
Yeah.
So when they go for an order, okay, they take 1, 2, 3 nests. So basically 75 grams. And
This is
125. You know exactly weight proportion every time without scaling.
Mm-hmm. This is like like Antonio is saying. This is the pasta. I measure here the nest, trays. Guys, here we go to pappardelle. I'm going home. Exactly. This is, this is the steps. 1, 2, 3. So they use everything fresh. In this case, the cook that is cooking pasta at 5 p.m. compared to the cook that is cooking pasta at 9 p.m. for last call, it's going to take just 1 more minute for the guy that is cooking pasta at 9. But everyone knows. And again, the most important thing is that we do something like this. It's not that the cook like at 9 p.m. knows that the timing to cook the pasta is different. He knows that it's going to take 1 more minute, but for all over the nest, for all the nest, not just on one side, okay? So that's the most important thing. Is these things helping you regarding, okay, I'm really glad about it. So let's do this now. Let's put all the cavatelli that we made in the box, close the dough that you made. And I just want to cut these in a few pieces so we can make some tortelloni. You'll teach me yours. We can make some tortelloni all together, right?
If you want, I give you like a couple of tips how to evaluate a good semolina compared to another semolina. So, main technical parameter how to evaluate semolina are protein contents, okay, that is related to the color, okay, and as well as clearly the size of the semolina itself. So, I give you an example. The color is, the more yellow it is, okay, the best is rated. So when it's very yellow, colorful yellow, better than off yellow or white even, because it means that there is a low quantity of protein inside. Okay, so you take back the bag of the semolina when you buy it, and you look at the percentage of proteins. If it's like 12, 13, 14, is better, let's say, compared than 10, 8, 10, 11. Second, you look at it when you take it out, so you say, oh, that's very bright yellow. Good. And the pasta itself, this is bright yellow. Better. Last, but not least, is the size of the grain of the meal semolina. The bigger it is, the best it is for making pasta professionally. Okay? So, really in the restaurant or in a lab or something like that. Easier when it's remilled, for example, so rimacinata, remilled semolina, is always very good, but easier to work with my hands, because the smaller it is, when you work with your hands, it's much easier, because you need less strength when you work with hands. Apart from that, main parameter, color, size, and protein contents.
Thank you, Antonio. I mean, this is really important for me, because as I said before, if we're making pasta with 2 ingredients, what I love to do is at least making sure that I'm using the best of the best. Because, I mean, many times what we do, like in Italy, especially lately, we're like checking like what's going on just inside the semolina. And I feel the goal for like to promote and like be proud of this is that Antonio, there are no pesticide, no glyphosate. It's like, what are we eating? It's like outside of this. That's the goal for me.
It seems like strange to say it's only done with semolina. Compared that in some markets, not only North America, but many others, they have been used in the history vitamins, other things, in order to stabilize and to give more nutrients inside the product, because by has been farmed are less nutrients in terms of minerals, vitamins, and so on. So basically, this is the big difference from European flour in general, and as much as for the Dark with semolina compared to local products. Notwithstanding that with local products you can have a great final product. I'm not saying that. Okay, that is a big difference by itself. So more natural, more pure. That's why this program is named Pure Flour from Europe.
Thank you, thank you.
Clean label, very important.
So the pasta is over there, but you don't eat unless you don't close the tortellone. I don't care, right? So I want to show you this. I have some filling with me. One is made with the ricotta, Parmesan cheese. One is from like braised meat. You can use this one here to make, it doesn't matter the size, but as long as it's perfect square, okay? See, from here, just like a couple, for example. But this is the amount of the filling that I use, and this is how I close a tortellone. You correct me if I'm wrong. I made a triangle first, and then I push on one side because I want to seal everything, or the filling is going all over the water. I pinch also on the other side, and then with my thumb I almost pat the pasta, one finger, two finger. I fold also the other side, and even if the pasta is really elastic, so you can put this one here on top of this one here, I just want to connect a little bit of pasta. Or in case people will leave always the knot in the plate because it's not pinched enough, or because there's always a lot of pasta. Drop this on the table, and this is a tortellone, okay? What do you think about the tortellone? Is this the way, is this how you make it too? But I made that, but we have to start somewhere, okay? So let's make sure that when we cut, we make squared, and then I have some filling for you. I always put the filling in the middle of the square, and not like a meatball that is really tall. It's always low, like that. Yeah? Okay. Filling. And the one is braised meat for the agnolotti.
I think I can make that work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Some filling. Okay. So I want to close tortellone with every one of you. This is how I start. I made a triangle first. I pinch on one side.
So you don't use water or anything?
No, because the pasta now that is just made fresh, now is the perfect time to make all the stuffed pasta. I also pinch on the other side. At this point here, with my thumb, I go from the beginning until the end with this movement here. Yeah? Now let's leave the thumb right here. Let's add one finger. Let's add one more. Let's fold also the other side. Okay, so we can create the space to hold the sauce. And then leaving the fingers here, we just connect, pinching, pinching, pinching. See?
Kind of?
You thought it was harder to make some tortellone, yeah? My gosh.
I think I've made the really
What happened here? Tuma?
Butchered it.
So this is, this is how we make tortellini instead in Bologna. We make a small like this. Let's imagine this one is like meat. In Bologna, you have to close a tortellino in less than 5 seconds or they don't hurt you. And this is what we do basically. We actually close the tortellino in 3 movements. 1, we pinch, 2, 3, boom, on the table. You just made this, that's beautiful.
yeah, that's fine.
Yours are nice.
Wait, let's make one together. I'm not really perfect. You take this one here. I'm gonna try to take this one here, because the process is the same. Okay, triangle. You pinch from the beginning until the end. Pinch, 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 pinch. Okay, that's it. Now with your tongue, do this movement here. Start it from here.
Right here. Okay.
Yes. Perfect. Now we put one finger here.
Here.
The thumb is on the side here.
Okay. So wait, where?
The thumb is here.
Here. Okay.
And the other one is inside. Perfect. You add also one more finger.
So this.
And then you fold also the other side and you close it. Almost, almost. Make imbusiate and then we'll figure out with the stuffed pasta, all right? We have a cool team here to open a restaurant, basically. Okay, let's make one together, yeah? I see there are some problems here. So, this one for you. Let's make one again. This one for me. This one. Okay.
What to do with this part?
No. Okay. Triangle first. Okay. And we pinch. Take it on this side like this. Okay. We pinch on one side. And we pinch also on the other side. Okay. We have our triangle, yeah? Okay, so now with the thumb, we have to do this movement here. From the beginning until the end. Start it from here. No? Okay. Now, I want to see this movement here. The thumb is on the right. We leave one finger here. Let's add one more finger. This one here. This one here. Okay. Now we fold also the other side. With the thumb, we fold the other side. And then, leaving the fingers here, we just connect. Leaving the fingers there, the pasta is elastic, we connect. Pinch it with the thumb. It's better, yeah?
That's so much better.
Good, 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 good. Love it. You're welcome. How's it going here with the tortellini mastering class that she's making? It's good, it's good, it's good. So this is this is the only step you're missing. Let's make. I want to show you this. Yeah. So take this one back. Take this one here. Okay, with the triangle, we pinch on one side. Pinch it really well. The other side too. Okay. So I'll tell you which is the thing that I think you're missing. With your thumb now, make this movement here. Yeah, until the end. Okay, perfect. Then one finger. Your thumb is on the right. You leave one finger here. I want to see this movement here. Okay. You add one more finger. You fold also the other side. Start it always from the middle until the end. And leave it the two fingers here. You just want to connect. Pinch it. Because the thing is that we want to create this thing here so the sauce goes on over. Imagine cooking this just with butter and sage. They're great because they're close, but the thing is that the sauce is going all over. Imagine creating this instead. That's really important. The bite is like more rich because we have the sauce in there too.
How long can we leave our little treat we took home, our little
So leave it like in the fridge for
Yeah.
like a couple nights.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you can leave it straight in the freezer too.
Okay.
Maybe it's better because the thing is that I'm pretty sure that it's like so fresh right now that it's almost sticky. So just put it in the freezer so it's going to be better to divide once
Okay.
it's frozen. Because in the fridge, I imagine that it's going to be
couple
still
of days,
fresh. Yeah.
And then
Straight in
to
the
let
freezer.
it dry, how long do you think to let it dry?
The most important thing is when you dry the pasta, you leave everything like on a perforated trays, even in this case here. So it's getting like dry in a uniform way. Or in case you still have the same problem that the outside is going to be dry because it's in contact with the air. But the inside, if you just leave it on the table, it's still going to be humid and wet. I read like a bunch about these nonnas that used to make pasta. I love these books, but grandma books are just like full of so many mistakes, my gosh, that almost the porch is canceling. And then we cover this overnight. You're eating moldy pasta because you cover this. The pasta is not breathing. One side is super dry, the part of this not here. You flip it over. The filling is so wet using, I don't know, just squash that for sure after overnight it's so water it's going to make the hole in the pot. It's a mess, all right? Now we should take the best part of their knowledge, mixing with all the things that we know right now. Because my gosh, it's just so full of many mistakes sometimes. Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So tell me, you have like more questions? So if you don't have any questions and you just want to think about questions, you want to reach out to me, just let me know. Let's stay connected. If you're in LA, let me know. When I'll be back in New York, I'll let you know. And eat the pasta right now, because pasta you have to eat it when it's warm. I don't want to eat like cold pasta. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you. Enjoy the wine, enjoy the pasta. Don't get drunk, but okay, let's try it.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for participating. I hope you enjoyed that. And now
Hai finito, Paolino?